Propane Taxi makes grilling a convenience. They deliver propane for your grill right to your home. And Mr. Sabloff is here to tell us exactly how we can have a full propane tank right at our house, thanks to Ben Sabloff and Propane Taxi telling us how to do it right. And this is the perfect time to talk about grills, getting them up to speed, because it's Memorial Day weekend. We want to make sure that our grill is fully stocked. Starting with the most important thing, which is fuel, right? We see you guys around town in your propane taxis. Tell us exactly what you do. Absolutely.
So we're a propane tank exchange company, and we do that exchange right at your door. So we take precision-filled, very clean, neat, nice tanks, and we bring them right to your door. So you don't have to put them in your car. They're not rolling around. Just make it. Really, what we do is we deliver convenience.
And really, putting a propane tank in the trunk of your car is not the safest thing, right? I mean, like, if we actually think it through, that's not safe, right?
So we want it in the trunk of our cars,
right?
But not in the trunk of your cars. Really, no, absolutely. So an important thing to understand about a propane tank is that it's under pressure.
Yeah.
And when it gets heated up, the pressure increases and increases, and the tanks have many safety features in them, and one of them is actually to release that pressure if it gets too hot.
Like a pressure cooker.
Exactly. So if it's in your trunk while it's releasing pressure, and you're building up propane, loose propane in your trunk, and then all it takes is a spark, and that spark can come from an electrical spark.
Your cell phone.
Your cell phone can come from an impact.
Okay, I'm worried now.
So you just keep it out of your car, put it in our car, let us deliver it to you.
Excellent. So let's start at the basics. Installing your propane tank correctly. My husband is notorious about not having enough propane in our grill. So how do I make sure that our tank is empty and even attached correctly?
So attached correctly is one that every time you connect it, you should tighten it as tight as you can possibly tighten it. Some people are afraid to tighten it too tightly,
because they think I can't get it off later.
Yeah, but you always put it as tight as you can. Okay. And then you should use a soapy substance on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then when you turn the valve on, you'll see if there's a leak or any seepage, it'll bubble up. So that's the ideal way to do it. We can do it for you, and we have a connection service that we offer at Propane Taxi that does that for you. Okay. And Memorial Day is the busiest grilling holiday of the year.
Okay, well, let's talk about pricing too. I mean, if you guys are bringing a propane tank to my house, it's going to be more, is it, or is it comparable to me going to?
It's comparable, actually even less. So if you're a new household that hasn't used Propane Taxi before and you order your first tank, it's only $10 right now. So we have a coupon code that we have out there through the end of the month.
Okay.
It's 10, so number 10, WJLA.
Excellent.
And you get your first tank for just $10. We exchange it right at your door for you.
And so you said it's the busiest time of year. So, I mean, is it like too late? Is it too late for my grilling reservation?
No, order today. Okay. And we'll be, depends on which zip code you're in. We can get next day service to most people. But we actually have delivery days that are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this weekend.
Perfect.
And we can get to you before. Any household that orders today, we can get you before.
And you said that there's an installation service. But if I know how to install it properly myself, now using the soapy substance to make sure it's not leaking.
Yes.
What, do you just leave it outside our front door and you just exchange the tanks?
Exactly. You leave it outside your garage, your front door. We can come around the side of your house or the back of your house for a small additional fee. So think of it like FedEx, right? So FedEx drops the package at your door. We're just asking you to leave your package, your empty tank at the front door, and we'll put ours right in its place. It saves you the hassle of having to, again, put it in your car, go wait in line at the store, have the thing roll around. I don't know if you've ever had it, but part of the reason why my brother and I founded this business 8 years ago was that, you know, I just had one too many cars that had a gouge taken out of it when the propane tank went rolling in the back seat. And
well, I was the first time I got a propane tank, I was surprised at how heavy that they actually are. They're not easy to carry around, so it's something that we can just make it a lot easier by having you guys bring a tank. Does it have to be a propane tank from you guys?
It does not. No, as long as it's a standard propane tank.
Just exchange it.
We trade ownership. Yeah. So you leave your empty out, whatever brand it is, and we put ours in its place.
Okay. And we can get it by this weekend for all of our grilling needs. Just exchange any tank or use the promo code of 10WJLA, right?
You got it. Number 10 WJLA.
And after that, is it like a service like every 6 months you're going to show up with a propane tank?
You actually do it as you need it when you need it. So there's no contracts. Okay. It's very easy. You just go online, www.propanetaxi.com. You place your order. Takes a minute or two. That's really it. And then we show up with that tank. So it's as easy as can be. You know, one of the things you mentioned about before was about it's Memorial Day. How do I know if my tank's out?
Exactly.
One of the things we tell everybody, the way to really manage your propane best is to have a second tank. That way, when the first one runs out, you pull it off, put the second one on.
Have a spare.
You have a spare.
Perfect.
And the cheapest prices with us come when you order in advance. Excellent. So if you can order in advance, as a returning customer, it gets even cheaper.
Excellent. Ben Sabloff of Propane Taxi telling us exactly how we can get hot this weekend. More Let's Talk Live's coming up. Stick with us right here.